So I think we can get started. So one more time, hello everyone, good afternoon, good morning, good evening, wherever you are joining this call from. Uh, and welcome to webinar of Prague Quadrennial on how to take part for the countries and regions specifically. My name is Adam Dudek. I do communications for Prague Quadrennial. And today I'm joined with my three colleagues, Barbora Příhodová, the artistic director of Prague Quadrennial, Adam Svoboda, the executive director of PQ, and Barbora Lajerová, who manages exhibitions and program. The plan for today is to give you some kind of an overview of what the program structure of the upcoming Prague Quadrennial will be. What do we plan in 2 years' time? And then we'll dig a little bit more specifically into the exhibition of countries and regions, the student exhibition, and the PQ60 installation that are somehow curated, organized by individual countries and regions that decide to take part in the next PQ. The 16th edition of Prague Quadrennial will take place in June 2027, so almost 2 years ahead of this time, which may seem a long time, but there are already some deadlines, and this application process for countries and regions is already underway and should be finished by the end of November. So we don't have much time left to organize everything accordingly. This part will take approximately half an hour from our side to present, and then there will be space for your questions and answers. Yes, and then there will be space for your questions after and answers afterwards this presentation from our side. And maybe a bit more of a technical instructions. We are using Zoom webinar in which you are in attendee mode. That means that you can't see each other as a participant, nor you can't use your camera or your microphone. But when we get to the Q&A session, you have option to raise your hand. I believe the option is in the lower panel of the screen. Yeah, exactly. And upon you raise it hand, we can give you right to speak, and you can pose your question verbally, or you may drop your questions in the chat, and we'll answer as much precisely as we can. So that's it from me for the beginning, and I'm passing the word to Barbora Příhodová, the artistic director of Prague Quadrennial, to give us some introduction on the program.
Thank you, Adam. Hello, everyone. Welcome. I can't see you, but I can see in the chat that you're with us, and it's so nice to see everyone from different parts of the world calling in. So thank you again for joining us and for your interest in Prague Quadrennial. First, I would like to introduce a little bit the program structure that we have. For those of you who've been with us before, you know this, but I think it's always good to remind ourselves, given how complex the structure of PQ it is. So fundamentally, we have two parts to Prague Quadrennial. The first part, which is the column on the left, that really are those exhibitions curated by participating countries and regions. That part of the program is further divided into two parts: exhibition of countries and region and student exhibition. So again, these are the parts of the program that are in the hands of our participating countries and regions. And I will say a few more words in detail about them in a little bit. But also, we have this other part of our programming, which is listed in the right column of our slide. And these are program sections prepared by PQ curatorial team. We have an international curatorial team that we have invited in. And those artists, researchers that you're going to learn about more later are preparing several program sections for us. One of them is PQ60 as our program section dedicated to the 60 years of Prague Quadrennial and its transformations that we're going to be celebrating in 2027. We also have PQ Performance Space dedicated to what used to be theater architecture, but now talking a little bit more widely about space for performance. We have PQ Performance, which is our section dedicated to live performances, scenography here and now. We also have PQ Talks that are dedicated to critical conversations around scenography and performance design. We have Publication Cultures, which is focused on the Best Publication Award. So that's about books and publications in the wider sense of the word, but also about the ways we disseminate knowledge about scenography and performance design and space. And we also have PQ Hive, which is our program section dedicated to kids, youth, and their families. So that's the overall structure of Prague Quadrennial. And now I would like to say a little bit more about the exhibition of countries and regions. Thank you for that slide. So that is one of the two long-standing, really iconic exhibitions that date back to the beginnings of Prague Quadrennial in 1967. And that's where our participating countries and regions are invited to present scenography in a local regional context. And look at the past 6 years. We're very interested in seeing new developments, new impulses, and we want to understand how scenography as a professional field and practice looks in different countries and regions. I would remind here everyone that when we talk about scenography, maybe for some little unusually, we really think about spatial design in performance, but we also think about costume design. We talk about lighting, we talk about sound, we talk about objects, and projections for sure. So it's a really set of interrelated practices for performance. And we also firmly believe in PQ that scenography is a highly performative discipline. It performs, it does something, it happens here and now. So whichever way you choose to present scenography and performance design in your country and region, whether it's scenographic installation, performative installation, or exhibition, we encourage you and invite you to take into consideration the performativity of our discipline. A couple of technical details, and there's going to be definitely time to go more into this. We right now envision maximum of 25 to 30 square meter space per exhibition indoors, but it is also possible, if you choose to do so, install your exhibition outdoors. So this is the basic information about this section. Can we move on to student one? Thank you. So Student One is the second long-standing exhibition that dates back to the beginnings of PQ. And that's a section also organized by participating countries and regions that is really focused on schools, on students, and on emerging artists. We hope to give space to new perspectives that really shape the future of to our field in this exhibition. And we really encourage schools and students in different countries and regions to find ways to coordinate and collaborate and then bring some sort of joint presentation to us. The scope of the space available is the same. And again, you can have both indoor and outdoor exhibition depending on your preference. Now I would like to move on to a third project that we have, and that's a special one. I don't think I mentioned it today, but yes, we do have this anniversary upcoming in 2027. We're going to have 60 years of our existence, uninterrupted, existence. And for that reason, we are planning a set of activities, programming in which we reflect a little bit what has been happening. And we also use this reflections and research to then consider what may happen next. As one of the activities, we just closed a symposium, online symposium last week. It was wonderful to gather with people from all around the world to talk about the history and the present and the future of PQ. But what we plan for the next PQ in June 2027 is what we tentatively call PQ60 installation. It's going to be an immersive project. Hopefully, it's still, a vision in progress. It's not competitive. It's something that is that we source from artifacts in our archive. Here we have a PQ archive. So it's something curated by us, where we would like to look at the transformations of PQ throughout the 60 years, and especially taking into the consideration the overall theme of PQ, which is absences and silences. But we absolutely understand that PQ has always been formed in sort of collaboration with our participating countries and regions and the participants. So we have from the beginning been looking for ways to incorporate our participating countries and regions into the process of preparing this installation, and hence this call. So we are calling on curators of countries and regions to come up for us with one artifact, whether that's a rendering, it's a model, it's a costume, it's a photograph, or anything else that you find interesting. But we would love for you to look for items that were meant to be part of PQ but never made it. Whether it was for budget constraints or maybe some sort of logical obstacles or curatorial decisions. And we're hoping, therefore, to receive and have a selection of some designs that had been unrealized, some work that had been unselected maybe, or perhaps even materials that were deemed inappropriate or too risky at the time. And again, it's this effort to look at things that had been absent, overlooked, didn't maybe make it somehow, but still are important part of the story of what PQ is. And we're hoping to collect those, and then in, of course, discussion and collaboration with the curators that will propose them from countries and regions, then make a final selection and find sensitive and appropriate placement of this within the PQ60 installation. And the overall objective, or the overall effort with this, is really to come together and have an opportunities to look at the 60 years of the developments of PQ. So yeah, I think that's the gist of what I wanted to talk about for now. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Barbara. So this was overview of the three program sections, which are the main topic of this call. And now we'll get a little bit deeper into the application process and the participation process. And I'm passing the word to Adam Svoboda, the Executive Director of PQ.
Hello, everyone. I will be talking a little bit more about the process, how to participate in exhibition of countries and regions and student exhibition. Please take this as an ideal version of the process, because we know that not in all of the countries on the world or regions there is equivalent of Ministry of Culture or Theatre Institute or such organizations. So this is like how it should ideally work, and we know it in some cases it won't, and we already have some individual conversation with some of the countries. So the process to participate actually already began a couple of months ago on 17th of June when we announced next edition of PQ, and we sent it that official invitation. It went through two ways. One way was through our Ministry of Foreign Affairs and through our diplomatic missions around the globe. And the second way was through the diplomatic missions of foreign countries which are located here in Czech Republic or in the Central Europe. And this invitation reached the officials of each country. Then that invitation should be the process work like this should be forwarded to local ministries of cultures or equivalent or similar institutions, which then they should appoint organizing body or organization who will take care of organizing the exhibition itself. Those organizations can be something like Oistad Center, for example, or Theater Institute, or some culture or scenographic institutions who is then responsible to nominate the curator for each country, curator or curators if they are participating in several exhibitions. And the last point is that we should know the curators for each country until the 30th of November this year. We should know the name of the curator or curators from each applying country. So basically, this is how the process works.
Thank you, Adam. And now we'll move on some basic terms and conditions for participation in all of those three exhibitions. Barbara Lajerova, please, the floor is yours.
Hello, everyone, and thank you, Adam. Yeah, as Adam said, I will guide you today with the general terms and conditions for all three exhibitions. The exhibition of countries and region, student exhibition, and PQ60 installation. At the beginning, it's important to say that each country or region can take part in each exhibition only once, but it's possible to join all three introduced exhibitions. So countries and regions may participate in only one or in two or all three exhibitions. Each exhibition is unique, and that's why each exhibition can be organized by a different team or organizing body, and may also have a different curator or curatorial team. For example, as also Adam said, one exhibition may be planned by a cultural institution, such as gallery or theater, and another might be planned by a university or local scenographic organization. For communication and planning of the whole exhibition, it's important to appoint a responsible person, the curator, and this curator becomes the key contact person for the PQ team during the entire preparation period. And this rule applies to all three exhibitions. So the exhibition of countries and regions, student exhibition, and PQ60 installation. So this is the general terms, and now I would like to summarize the specific terms that apply only to the exhibition of countries and regions and the student exhibition. As I said, in the exhibition of countries and regions and student exhibition, each participating country can be represented only once in each exhibition. And countries and regions are responsible for their presentation and exhibition at PQ. This includes planning, as well as covering the financial and artistic aspects of the exhibition. And it means that countries and regions must manage everything connected to their exhibition, including shipping, installation or the installation, and logistic, for example. This also means that PQ doesn't cover any accommodation or travel cost for your teams, but on the other hand, PQ covers the exhibition insurance and offers accreditation for your curatorial team. PQ also provides the exhibition space for a fee, and this fee must be paid approximately 8 or 6 months before the festival. For both the exhibition of countries and region and student exhibition, all relevant contributions will be accepted. However, the exhibitions should follow the artistic theme and respect the location and technical limits. Now I would like to move and summarize special additional rules and conditions for the PQ60 installation project. And let me briefly introduce them. Each curator can submit only one item or artifact. Not all submitted items will be exhibited because the final selection will be made by PQ curatorial team for this PQ60 special program. The chosen items will be part of the physical exhibition in Prague, but all submitted items will be included in our PQ digital archive. So now I would like to move and summarize how to apply and a little bit explain the full application process step by step. This process is the same for all three exhibition, the ECRSE and the PQ60 installation. So once you get the official invitation, your country or region needs to appoint an organizing body responsible for the exhibition or directly appoint the curator. This curator will be selected by the organizing body or the institution or from the institution, must send a confirmation email to PQ team by the end of the November. And in this email, he should stating which exhibition he will join. Exhibition of countries or region, student exhibition, or PQ60 installation. This small application must also include the curator's contact information and expression of interest in the chosen exhibition. I mean, what exhibition will the curator be in charge of? And ideally, a letter of confirmation from the organizing body. And as I said, this expression of interest should be sent to my email, barbara.lajerova@pq.cz, and the deadline is November 30. I just want to add a small note here. If you already know that you will be the curator or you will be in charge of exhibition in your country or responsible for the exhibition in your country, please don't wait until the deadline. For us, it's much better to know and have an overview earlier because it's better to know for us that some initial process in your country has already started. So don't wait to the deadline if you know it right now. And once you send this express of interest, we will confirm your participation. It will be at the beginning of December. And after that, we will send you a binding application. This binding application will be an online form in our database called Eventival. And in the form, we will ask you this basic question about the project and about your planned exhibition. So that's all for me for now. And
yes, thank you very much, Barbara. And now we will go through an overview of timeline and what follows after the application, and Adam Svoboda will guide us through this.
Yes. So right now we are already in December 2025. So you already submitted the name of your curator to our database. The first important date is December 15 of this year when we will issue first organizational manual. This document is first guideline. What are the possibilities of your exhibition? What are the limitations? How the insurance will work? All those practical information, also about sustainability. And this will be sent out in December 15. Also, it will contain a list of local suppliers, local companies, which can help you develop and organize your exhibition. Then we are moving to the year 2026. From April 13 to April 15, we will have a symposium and we will visit also the venue of the upcoming Prague Quadrennial. I will talk about this symposium a little bit later. Another important date is April 30 or end of April, when we will need the first curatorial concept and visual sketches for exhibition of countries and regions and student exhibition. So this year until November, we only need a name of the curator, but by the April of next year, we already need curatorial concepts and visual sketches for your exhibition. Also, regarding PQ60 installation, we will need an image of a selected item and a short narrative Barbara was talking about before me. By the June 30th of next year, the final visualization for exhibition of countries and regions and student exhibition needs to be presented. So we will know how the exhibition actually will look like and maybe see how we will organize them in the venue. By the December 15 next year, we will issue second, more detailed organizational manual, and also in the second half of 2026, we will do selection of item for PQ60 installation. And we will start to make a contract with you, and exhibiting fee was invoiced. I quickly just add, because there was a question on the amount of the fee. The fee will be a couple of euros, but it won't be more than 1,000 euros. So approximately this amount. We will let you know the amount of the fee in the first organizational manual this year. And then we are moving to the year 2027. Of course, we have the opening night on 7th of June. And before that, you will have enough time, couple of days, to come to Prague and build up your exhibition. From 8 to 17, the Prague Quadrennial is happening, and on the 18th and 19th, these are the days for the installing your exhibitions. Now I will move a little bit to the upcoming symposium. This symposium is really important. This is also how we operate with the dates. This is why we need to know the name of the curators until the end of November, because this symposium is mainly for you, for the curators of exhibition of countries and regions and student exhibition, because we will be going through the premises of exhibition grounds where the upcoming PQ will be happening, especially in industrial palace, in the left wing and right wing, in the central hall. For those who've been participating in PQ19, for example, they already know how the venue looks like. The symposium will be happening in Prague. It will be in-person symposium. It will happen in Archa Plus Theater here in the city center of Prague. And I think that's all from me. Maybe my colleagues can add something, but that's all from me. Over to you, Adam.
Yes, thank you. Thank you very much. I just want to point out right now that all of the information we are sharing here today is available also in a information brochure document available on our website. So make sure to look through if you haven't done already. And I think we can slowly get to the Q&A session. So I will now stop sharing screen so that you can see all of us, and more importantly, so that I can see all your messages. And I tried to put them in group in the meantime. And there was one group related to the program itself and to the program sections, which are not a point of this webinar. So I'll maybe quickly go through this. To just highlight that the PQ Studio is our like educational platform composed of workshops. Thank you very much, Sophia, for explaining a little bit this difference between PQ Performance and PQ Performance Space. You can learn all about this like individual program sections where anyone can apply. They are not tied with this participation of specific country or region, and the open calls will be published on October the 1st. And importantly, there will be another webinar specifically for those open called program sections. So I would leave it for now. And maybe now we can jump to your questions regarding the exhibition of countries and regions, the student exhibition, and PQ60. I think it's better to start with the process stuff. And there was a question, I believe, by Laura from USITT. Yes, when the application form will be open, and at which point should the curator start contacting you, Bára Lajerová? So if you can repeat it or give more context on this, please.
Yes, of course. Thank you, Adam. So curators can contact me right now or in the next few weeks. It's up to them. And the form for the like additional information or the basic information about the exhibition will be available approximately December or January, this December or January 2026.
Thank you. There is in the Q&As, not in the chat, so not everyone can see. There is a question, I believe, by someone from Canada asking, and I don't really understand. If I apply to be a student juror in Canada, can I also apply to participate as a design collaborator in the student exhibition? I believe, if I understand this question correctly, it has to do more with the Canadian participation. So we are not quite sure how the process of open calls or selecting curators or the artistic teams work in every specific country. And if there is some jury that decides this, so maybe if you can specify this question a little bit more, it would be helpful. Otherwise, we'll jump back to other questions mentioned in chat, or feel free to raise your hand and we can give you option to talk. I would maybe highlight this question, or there are two questions to PQ60. The first by Agata Sequeira is asking, who is in charge of the expenses, transportation for the PQ60 item? And yes, there are two questions on this, and I believe there was also a third one. Third one asking who is responsible, or yes, if only curators of countries and regions can propose an item. So maybe Barbara on this curatorial side of thing, and then Adam, if you can talk a bit more about the financial side of thing.
Yes, thank you, Adam. So yes, we would like curators of countries and regions to propose one artifact. We understand that this may feel problematic, but we really rely on the expertise of local regional experts to help us identify that one artifact that would be suitable for the topic of the installation. That doesn't, however, mean that the curator of the actual of the exhibition of participating countries and region must be the same person as the person who curates PQ60. It can be different curatorial bodies that is under the sort of decision of the countries and regions that participate. I would also add, because I saw a question from Rosani Muniz, and thank you for the question, Rosani. we're hoping really for this particular installation to receive artifacts that somehow were meant for PQ but never made it, so that we can create a sort of alternative story of PQ. As an example, if perhaps somebody from a country or region proposed an artifact, a design, maybe a rendering, but was not selected, or the design in the end didn't make it, was never materialized or realized, that would be a good example of that. So we're hoping to collect this sort of artifacts that point to the absences and silences.
Okay, the question regarding the money issue. Our idea is that all those artifacts will arrive with the exhibition of countries and regions and student exhibition to Prague. The difference is that this exhibition, the PQ60 installation, is much longer than PQ itself. It won't last only 10 days, but a couple of months. And the shipping out of Prague, out of Czech Republic, we will discuss individually with the curators and with the artists. There is no general rule on it right now.
Great, thank you. Now I see one important question, which would be maybe good to highlight. Xar is asking, can we have different nationalities or different countries or regions in one group, which I believe is a good opportunity to maybe talk a little bit more on this approach to like regional exhibitions, Barbara Příhodová, sorry.
Sorry, struggling here with my unmute button. Yes, we're open to for our participants, the countries, to form some sort of alliances, having more countries participating together as a sort of region, loosely defined. So that's always an option.
Great, thank you. Yoda is asking, is there already a list of country curators if they are already chosen? A question from Sweden. And this is not necessarily just case of Sweden, but if you are not aware of some like open call process in your country or region to organize participation in PQ, and you feel like you wanted to join the exhibition of countries and regions or the student exhibition, please get in touch with us directly, and we will try to connect you with relevant authorities in the respective country or region to feature you into this process if it's still relevant. Yes, we will share the presentation. That was one question on this. Now responding to Sabrina, will there be another webinar on October 1st focus on the student participation? No, the webinar in October will be focused on the program sections which are not curated by different countries and regions. But the student participation, the student exhibition has the same rules as the exhibition of countries and regions. When you maybe rewatch recording of this webinar that we will publish in a few days, you will get the idea, or go through the information brochure available on our website that I mentioned earlier.
If I may add to this, because I have seen a couple of questions that perhaps relate to that. There is a question of how individual artists can contribute to PQ. So yes, the open calls that are going to be open on October 1st is exactly the space where you can find way to participate in PQ. It's not connected to the countries, the exhibit of countries and regions. These are the sections curated by PQ's curatorial team. The calls will specify the concepts and the requirements of the particular program sections as we discuss them. So we're gonna know more about what we're hoping to achieve in all the areas. And one of the questions was directed about the possibility of incorporate artistic research and perhaps a workshop format. Yes, I did I did forget to mention PQ Studio as one of the program section, and it definitely is a place for workshops. And again, whether you have something that would fit into that will be, I think, more clear once you see the open calls that have more detailed explanations what the section should be about, what the curator is hoping to achieve.
Thank you. We have a question on facilitating the visa process. We at PQ have experience with visa processes, and I would like to ask maybe Adam or also Barbara to maybe reflect on this experience and to kind of give a picture what are we able to provide as PQ as an institution.
Yes, we have experience with that in previous editions of PQ. We always do a maximum to help the participant and the artist to get their visa to get here in Prague, either through the documents which we can provide, like invitation letters or letters of intent, and such as those. Also by directly contacting our diplomatic missions around the globe who are responsible for providing those visas. So this is something what we can do and what we can help with.
Great. Maybe now it's time to get a little bit more to the practical side of things. There was question on whom do we consider to be an emerging artist? Barbara Příhodová, can you specify, please?
Yes, of course. So yes, the student section does include students and emerging artists, therefore people who are not student necessarily, but whose practice does not go beyond 5 years. So if you have been practicing scenography under 5 years, you're as far as we're concerned, emerging artists, and therefore can participate in student exhibition.
And also, Barbara, maybe you can stay unmuted because there is a question which I think is important, and you try to outline this. But Raphael is asking, are you interested in exhibiting scenography, performative installation that can be used to stage artistic research? So more as a workshop space than a live theater performance. So maybe this is question aiming to what kind of a natures can the exhibitions of countries and regions or the presentations within the student exhibition have, what form they can take on?
Yeah, I think we're interested in all different kinds and forms of presenting scenography. We've seen sort of the process, the work in progress or the artistic process being highlighted or sort of unfolded through the exhibitions. So that's definitely a possibility. I think we're a place where we continue pushing boundaries in terms of what scenography is, but also how it is exhibited or presented. So we look forward to all these different ways curators from countries and regions can come up with the problem of how to exhibit scenography.
Yes, and Sofia is adding to this question. Sofia Pantuvaki from an experience which is true that usually the exhibitions, different countries and regions are curated by academic institutions. This is true. But yes, exactly. If anyone is interested as a recent graduate, for example, to still be involved in student exhibition, it's best to contact directly the school, I would suppose. Yes. Sorry, I'll quickly read through the new comments so that I see what's on. So, is there a proposal format or checklist for those who have little experience writing proposals? I think this question is also a little bit more connected with the open calls, which we are opening in October. So, Yoda, please follow our website, our socials, and we'll definitely have webinars on the application process to the individual open calls where the skill of writing proposals is more necessary. Brian Maina is asking if a country or region can exhibit already existing work or something that has never been shown. Barbara, please.
Sorry, could you say it again?
Yes, it's a question for Brian Maina. Can one do an exhibition of an already existing work that has already been exhibited in other festivals?
For the countries and regions exhibition, I suppose. It's not our requirement that the whatever you're going to be exhibiting is newly made for PQ. So yeah, it's open, whether it can be reused, recycled.
Then, if I remember correctly, there was one very practical question on lighting in the spaces. So maybe I will take this opportunity to ask Adam Svoboda, and if you can give us like a bit more explanation of how the exhibiting spaces, how are they, how they will be like composed, what are the means there, and then we will get back to these current questions.
So the venue for exhibition of countries and regions and student exhibition will be left and right wing of Industrial Palace of Exhibition Grounds here in Prague. In the brochure, you can find a picture how it looks like, or you can go directly to their website. The thing is, right now it is under massive reconstruction. They are rebuilding parts of it which burned out in the past. And the reconstruction finishes by the summer of next year. So there are probably no actual pictures of the venue, but there will be enough lighting because this place is dedicated to make trade fairs, expo like events. So the lighting will be sufficient for all the exhibitions. The arrangement of each exhibition of the exhibitions will be decided by our artistic director with our architect. But first, we need to know how many exhibitions we will be hosting there. So you have to be patient with us a little bit regarding that issue. Also, the ground is concrete, I think, so it's really flat. But if maybe I'm going too much into detail, but like no drilling or attaching to the floor, I'm afraid this won't be possible. This is everything I can tell you right now about the venue because, as I said, it's still under construction.
So, Kasia is asking on the connection between the individual presentations within the exhibition of countries and regions and student exhibitions to the main theme of the upcoming edition, absences and silences. So, Barbara Příhodová, could you give a few clues how to do that?
That's the hope. We're hoping that curators of countries and regions and student exhibitions can respond to the topic. In some ways, we invite you to do that. Of course, it's always more of a recommendation, invitation, I should say. But we would love to have that sort of dialogue together, a collective reflection on these topics.
Thank you. There is question by Institute Ramon Lull. Is it possible for exhibition of countries and regions and student exhibitions applications to be submitted by two different institutions? Yes, they can be submitted by two different institutions with two different curatorial teams, but it also can be just one institution, one curatorial team. This is completely up to you. And it is the same with PQ60. I'm reading quickly through the comments. Maybe guys, my colleagues, if you catch something, you can start answering on your own. I'm trying to filter quickly.
I will answer Hadi's concern about the air condition and the temperature in the industrial palace. We are very aware of that. I was there too. The issue back then was that the left wing was not existent. Instead of that, there was just like a plastic tent replacing the premises. This won't be an issue in the 2027, of course, if the heat will be really extreme. Maybe it will be a little bit warmer than, but it should be air conditioned and ready to exhibit stuff in the hot summer of the Czech Republic. So my hopes are that it will be much better than in 2019, and also it will be a rainproofed.
Yes, there is also ground heating, which I guess won't be necessary in June. Rosani has interesting question. If is it possible maybe for one country or region that is encompassing like a huge amount of people, cultures, to showcase just one or maybe multiple exhibitions? This is something I guess we would need to consider if I understand the question correctly. But if we have some immediate thoughts on it, Adam, Barbara.
I'm not sure if I understand the question well, but it seems that whether um, it should be one project or curators decide to create an exhibition showing different works made by them, but in one exhibition, right? I mean, the content of the student exhibition. So I don't see necessarily these two things. I don't know if I follow well, Rosani, in some sort of contrast. I think in general, it's nice to see wider variety. It's to see more perspectives, especially in countries and regions that are huge. I think we're interested in seeing multiplicity, diversity of voices, but I also believe that those can always be connected into a coherent whole. I've seen that happen at PQ.
Mhm. Maria is asking, can you attend with the curatorial team of one region and also participate with a performance? Definitely. This is in many cases the case that the curators or artists participate not just within the country exhibition of countries or regions, but also most usually in PQ talks. So there is definitely possibility to participate in PQ on various levels in the open call section, as well as in sections organized by countries and regions. I hope we are not missing any important question that has been listed a bit earlier because I'm kind of lost in there to be honest in the earlier questions. Um, maybe I would, yes, there is new questions, two questions by Hady to Bára Příhodová. You mentioned completing an online bidding participation on the server of PQ. Will you be sending us the link to the form after November 2025? So this is a question to Barbara Lajerova. I think the answer is yes, but Bara, maybe if you can.
Yeah, you are right, Adam. I'll send it to the curators during the December or beginning of the January.
And for your next question, Hadi, the open calls for individual projects will be published on October the 1st with deadlines, not just, single deadline, but with multiple deadlines throughout the next year, depending on how complicated the project is. Maybe Adam wanted to add on this.
I just wanted to add, maybe to explain why Hade is asking. Thank you, Hade, because he found out that in our brochure there is a typo, there is a mistake. We are writing there that individual open calls will be open on October 1st, 2027. This is, of course, not true. They will be open on 1st of October this year, 2025. Sorry about the typo, and thanks, Hade, to discover it.
If there are not any other questions, maybe I would like to highlight one. We received quite a lot of times after sending the application, and it connects with the nature of works being presented at PQ. But the question is like, how costly is it for a particular country or region to actually create and exhibit some exhibition on the Prague Quadrennial, and this can vary a lot. And maybe Adam and Barbara Příhodová, if you can elaborate on this point a little bit, because I think it's interesting and important.
It is really individual. The cost of exhibition can be, of course, really, really high if you are working with high-end technologies and you are shipping a big amount of scenography around across the globe with 3 shipping containers. But this is not something we are requiring. The content of the exhibition is in your hands, and we had wonderful exhibitions which were transported in a suitcase by a plane with 2 curators. So this is more up to you how you will approach. And also, even though the cost can be really high, that's why we are talking about those alliances within the country, for example, with origin across the universities, or in a larger scale with a couple of countries and regions connecting together and making an exhibition, all of them together.
Yes, maybe getting back to the student exhibition. Because Rosani is asking that we are encouraging, quoting, participating schools and students to collaborate and to submit a joint exhibition proposal. And probably asking whatever that can mean. For example, I can give my experience as a student exhibitor in 2019. We also included like many different student collectives from Czech Republic, and the way we choose was that the physical exhibition that was being placed in the PQ Industrial Palace was created by one team. And then we collaborated on some kind of animation of the space with those different collectives. So that can be one approach, but obviously there can be much more. Maybe Barbara, if you can add on this.
Yes, we definitely encourage different schools collaborating together, but proposing a collaborative one project. And like I said before, I believe, and of course we're talking generals here, but I believe that even multiple voices, perspectives can bring together one coherent whole to be presented at PQ. So I guess that's the general direction of this.
Great. Oh, yes. And I see we forgot to answer Rafael's question on the age limit for students. And in the question earlier, he or she, now I don't know, I'm really sorry, mentioned something related to being a PhD candidate and thus being studying quite longer, I would suppose. Do we have any strict policy on age of students?
We don't have any strict policy. I hope we're not, we don't want to be restrictive or limiting. Students and emerging artists are, for us, practicing artists under 5 years. That's the rule we have. If you identify still as a student, if you can collaborate with schools or other student bodies, that's great. If you see yourself more as a professional, please consider participating in the countries and regions section.
So,
if I may maybe add up age limits for students, we work with tertiary schools, so that's kind of the focus of what you do.
So let's leave some time for last question, like 2 minutes. Maybe in the meantime, I would point out that in the organization manual that you will receive this December, we will try to incorporate some like very general, very basic guidelines on sustainability, but it won't be nothing that we strictly require from your exhibitions, because we of course understand that it might be very challenging for some for artists from some countries or regions to even get the exhibition to Czech Republic. But of course, this is a issue that concerns us. So there will be some hints, proposals. This is one thing, and another thing while thinking about the exhibitions is to we encourage you to take into account also people with specific experiences, advantages, who might not be able to crawl in your exhibition, understand all the languages, get well all the visual or sound aspects. So this is something, again, we are not requiring, but we encourage you to make your exhibitions, your presentations as accessible as possible. Yes. So I think this is the time to conclude with answering Laura's question. If the recording will be available, yes, it will be available. I'm not sure if I'll make it this week, but beginning next week, it will be on our website. You will find it in the news. There will be a YouTube link so you can share with anyone. So thank you very much. If this webinar gave you more questions, more food for thought, please do reach us directly, and we will do our best to help you to prepare your participation at PQ. And we will see you in less than 2 years or in April next year.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Bye bye. Have a nice day.
Thank you and bye.